Okay. Only running a few minutes late today. Sorry, guys. Shit happens. It was a bit of a rough night. We had some thunderstorms come through, and man. The ones that rolled through around 8 o'clock this morning, they were loud. Even the dog was concerned. He was like, should the floor be making that rattling noise? And I'm like, no, buddy, it really shouldn't, but there's not much I can do about it to make it stop, and I don't like it either. But it looks like we're almost done with it. I think it's just drizzling for us right now. It's almost out of here. So our south looks like they're gonna have to contend with it for a little bit longer. And it looks like we might have an isolated thunderstorm around 5. And then we're definitely done for today. Actually doesn't look like we're expecting rain again until next Thursday and Friday, ironically. Well then. Come on, there, we can close that. We'll bring this up. Okay, so I'm gonna realize and left off. We're here. I'm gonna find the right zoo file. Man, it must be really extraordinarily dry here, because I had fixed my gouache paints like I was saying yesterday, and I opened them up. It was only a couple of days ago. I opened them up today, and a couple of the colors were drying out again already. I was like, what is this? I guess I just need the gouache paint in the tube just to squeeze it out as I'm doing it, because this open air box one is just drying out so fast here. It's crazy. Oh, so we're getting a new things for Planet Zoo. Shortly. April 4th. So what is that? A week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 days, roughly, counting today. So that's gonna be fun and exciting. And we're getting null paths coming in. There's 2 updates. There's going to be a free one and a DLC. So we're getting a null path to kind of make our own pathways and stuff. We're getting toggles on the XY axis thingy to if we only want to move stuff a certain way. I know, this wall's a little rough because we're not done with it yet. This is where we left off in a hurry last time we were together, was working on this guy. Alright, so I'm just gonna grab you here and hit everything wrong that I didn't want to hit. Now I want to hit that. Okay. So that way, if you want to just toggle lock it to only move it a certain way, which sounds great to me with the way I keep grabbing the wrong fucking arrow. Sure, why not? That is a little... Alright, that should do. What the hell else are we getting as part of the free one? They're bringing in some sort of new-esque. Not really new. It's kind of been there, but the way it's displayed is being adjusted and presented in a new way. For like animal management, when you're introducing someone brand new to an existing herd and stuff, and it's going to break down, you know, if they're being accepted by the herd and if not, and if their herd is letting them breed and or family group, that kind of thing. Yeah, let me grab this guy. Put you here. I had it briefly. Oh, no, I guess we're just gonna have to be over here. So, I mean, that looks interesting. And then I can't remember if there was a couple of other things for the free update. There might have been, although maybe not. The free update didn't seem that extensive to me, but we're also getting a DLC, and the DLC looks interesting as heck. So we're gonna be getting the tropical pack. And that is gonna be 5 animals. And we're getting, I think it said 200 scenery pieces. So we are getting a fossa, you know, let me just look it up real quick, because I'm gonna get it wrong. Steam, where you be? Free update. Okay, so the Lar Gibbon, the fossa, an Asian water monitor, that's 3, a Red River hog, that's 4, and number 5, a lot of people are going to be excited about, the brown-throated sloth, which is going to be a walkthrough exhibit. So that's kind of fun. I didn't see a price yet on the DLC, but most of their DLCs are like $10. So I might not be able to get it right away. We'll see. I might have to wait a couple of weeks before I can, but I do plan on grabbing it. We're also getting like the 200 scenery pieces. I don't like that. I don't like that angle, Jim. I don't like this one much better either, but we are kind of hedging to the back side of the building, so that should be good enough, I think. Yeah, because we're going to get some foliage up there. Yeah, that'll... Oh, right. We were slightly off the ground. seems like the best course of action. Alright. So, I didn't want this guy to be at a funky angle, so I'm just gonna grab a new one and see how it wants to attach to the building, and we'll just kind of go from there. Alright. Plop you in there. And then this guy. Put in here. Yeah, so that sounds really fun. The stuff I want to see come in probably won't. It would probably be a little taxing. It might make things go chugga chugga choo choo on the system, and I can understand that. Are you okay? Oh, that's what he's doing. Okay. I heard a bunch of tapping. I didn't know what was happening. Oh wait, this should be taller. Yeah. This might need to be... Does it need to be taller? Maybe not. I mean, I'm excited for the 200 scenery pieces. I just think it's gonna be fun. Maybe we need to angle you ever so slightly. Just to kind of get you in there. Alright, so it's Friday. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing alright. So I was trying to record what I was painting last night. I don't know if that one will ever be seen, because it was not coming out the way I had wanted it to. I saw it one way in my brain, and then trying to make it happen was another thing altogether, and apparently the sketch I did of it previously I guess I thought I saw some colors in there that aren't actually there. So I'm not quite sure what I was doing, because now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, brain, why? Why did you say this color was here? Because I'm not seeing it. And then as I was going on, I thought, well, maybe I can vaguely see it. But still, I was kind of like, I don't know about this. So if I put you there, and you, my friend, you're behind a tree, so should I really be fussing you that hard? I don't know. I mean, you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. So I don't know how dead-on perfect alignment this has to be, because it's gonna be back here. There might be a glimpsey glimpse of it through the trees, but in reality, In reality, Nee, it's behind the building. Like... let it go. At least in that particular spot. Alright. So the bank did call my mom back this morning. I have no idea what they said, because she's been asleep since I got up, so... there you are. No, 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 no. That's not... that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Just a momento. Not too bad you're playing The Sims. They're so unhinged. Every so often I want to play The Sims and then I get exhausted playing them and I'm like, why am I doing this? I don't want to do this on a normal basis. Like, I don't want to clean and I'm telling them to clean. I'm like, unless they're gonna come clean my house. So like, I'll have short bursts of wanting to play it and then I'm like, nah, that's okay. But that's just my own weirdness coming out. There's times where I'm like, oh, hey, look, Sims is on sale. Since I know I'd only play it in fits and bursts, I was like, I wouldn't mind having that for that price. And then I'm like, oh, wait. It's that price because of the DLCs. Because that was just the price of the base game. I was like, right. And of course... you know, I'm glad that other people have fun with it. I mean, it's their planet, so really. So I'm glad you have that to enjoy. I really am. That's why there's so many games. So people can find what they want to do. Excuse me. It depends on how you play. Well, yeah, I'm sure. There could be the times where you're just mad at the world and you're like, I'm gonna lock you in this room. You're never leaving. Alright. Do I wanna... no. We'll just slap you on here. You've got 3 townies stuck outside the door. They're pooping themselves and they'll probably just die there. A nosy neighbor keeping everyone awake and a toddler. Oh boy. And the toddler rules them all with a sippy cup and a pair of plastic keys. I said you're not coming in until you have the apple juice. Mama. We talked about this. Alright. But, you know, there's a lot of people that this game would be too much for them. And that's fair. Oh, we're kind of bouncing off the side of the wall here. Or angling off the side of the wall. Does this mean we need a sneaky do? I mean, I don't know if we really need a sneaky do right there. I mean, maybe. Maybe. Alright. So we're gonna have to do one hell of a landscaping pass on this guy on the outside. Well, on the tops at least. We haven't gotten to landscaping yet. Oh, but we will. Don't worry. Don't worry. There'll be trees. All of the trees. The toddler is the only one living their best life at this point. I'm gonna throw paint on the wall. I'm gonna have a temper tantrum. And I'm gonna order food on my phone. Or the parents' phone. Ah, but to get it past the parents. Outside. Or at least the adults. That is the difficult part. Okay. Let's see here. Eventually. It kind of sounds like it's still rumbling in the background, ever so faintly. Okay, well that one's not quite so faint. Oh look, we're almost there. We've almost connected. Okay, so let's see if we can get this guy in here. So we got that, and we got this guy. Okay, that's gonna be... It was there ever so briefly. And then I somehow lost its placement. Yeah, so I don't know what the bank said. My mom didn't say anything. I don't know how much Russell saw her today, this morning, because he had a thing he had to go to. He had an appointment this morning. And I don't know if he actually saw her. Unless the bank was fucking around and she was just so mad. Because yesterday they were acting like, oh, well, if we need anything else, we'll let you know. And she's like, what else do you need? Tell me now. Because you should have told me everything that you needed from the beginning. Like, this is ridiculous. And the lady that's taken over for the lady that was handling it, who is currently on vacation, we don't know if she just doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. Even though the other lady was like, no, she'll handle it. It's fine. We don't know. And we're deeply angry at this point. Oh, that was all one piece. That's not what I thought was going to happen. Okay. So let's do it this way. No, it's still gonna... Why? Why are you being dumb? Am I gonna have to go into construction? I probably am. Sometimes when I click on the thing and then click on the other building, it puts me in that building's construction nonsense. Today it was not to be. Did I change this color? I feel like I may have. Yeah, you're changed ever so slightly. this one? Or is it the other one? I think it's that one. See, now it wants to cooperate. Really now. Well, you're being silly now, so... It's like a replay of what my mom is going through after... Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm like, hello? Like, I could almost understand if it was me trying to take over his bank account that was up there, or if this was an account her name wasn't on, I could almost understand it more. Okay? But all of this started because this was a joint bank account, and he always looked up all of the things on the computer and had like the bank login and stuff. And this bank, this local small bank, decided that, well, we're gonna make you change your passwords, like... Dear God, why? Alright, so I'm gonna undo that then. Alright, so you're gonna make me do this the hard way. And... I'm trying to remember where this stupid thing was. I think it's under here? No. That's some of it. No, it's gotta be... I don't think it's under columns either. It must be under wall decorations. This was a joint bank account. Both of their names were on it. Both of them. So, they had changed the automated system and she was having trouble getting it to work. So Russell tried to find the password in my dad's book of passwords to figure out the login for the bank online, and he finally got that sorted. And then she got the automated system sorted, and they made her change her password on the automated system. And Russell's like, well, no, that's gotta be just the PIN number for the automated system. They wouldn't make both of them your, they wouldn't make the auto system PIN your ATM PIN. And she's like, no, they do. That's how this bank works. And Russell's like, no, that doesn't make any sense. So, do I have this sitting on top? Okay, I do. So we're gonna have to raise that slightly. And that's fine. That's fine, because then the wood pieces come out there. Okay. And so she sent us to the store to get something, or sent Russell to the store to get something, and he used the old pin. He had the new one, and then the old pin, it's like, nope. He's like, okay. And then it wouldn't let him do the new pin, and he's like, are you fucking kidding me? So they put a fraud, he came back, got cash, and they put a fraud hold on the account. We contacted the bank first thing the next morning. My mom did. She's like, nope, that was me. You know, wrong PIN number got used. Sorry. It was a mistake, you know. Head's not in the right space. And they're like, okay, but because his name was on the account, we have to leave this fraud hold on there, and we have to do all this other stuff, and we need a copy of the death certificate so we can take his name off the account. Fair. But we also need a signed, notarized affidavit that you are who you say you are and you're living where you say you're living. And at first, Russell had been talking. Well, my mom had been talking to them, and then Russell got on the phone. He goes, what? And then the way she was talking, it sounded like they wanted it from Russell, and he was like, okay. And so Russell did the thing and sent it to them. They're like, no, we need it with her name on it. And we're like, you weren't very clear about that. You kept saying your name, not the account holder's name. And it was just so much asshattery and tomfoolery. So then we get that straightened out. We get what they want. No. And send it to the bank. Let's just do it this way. And I sent it priority mail because it took over a week. It took about a week to get there last time. Priority mail. It'll be there in like 3 days. Cool. Wonderful. Except that's not what happened. It got there late on the afternoon of day 4, which, okay, fair enough. I mean, day 3, if you're not counting the day it got sent out, you know? I'll let that go. Sorry, I have an itch. I won't be that petty about that. But what I am petty about is that they tried to deliver it to a business after the business had closed for the day. I'm like, okay. Marked it in the computer to attempt to deliver next business day. I'm like, okay, fair enough. Except the next business day was a Friday, because they tried to deliver it on a Thursday. And, it wasn't delivered on Friday, according to the computer system. It just wasn't. And I'm sitting here fuming, staring at the tracking on it, and I'm like, excuse me. I'm probably gonna have to adjust the height on this a little bit once we get the roof piece in there, but for now I'm just gonna leave that like that. Alright, and we need those conservation slat doodles that now I have to find again. Because I don't know where they're at. Oh, we might be in the right spot. Was it this one? Or was it this one? It was this one. And so they didn't try to deliver it on a Friday when the business was open. No. They tried to deliver it. Is this the same color? I think so. They tried to deliver it on a Saturday. And I'm like, what? This office isn't open on Saturday. What are you doing? Just what the fuck are you doing? Wait, is the little guy there? Okay, yeah, the little guy is there. Okay. And I'm just like, what is this madness? Because make it make sense at this point. Because it's not. It's just not making sense. And I don't know if it ever will at this point. Make sense? So, it didn't get delivered on Friday. It didn't. It was attempted to be delivered on Saturday. Okay. They were closed. Okay. Oh. Well, we'll try to deliver the next business day. There was no delivery attempts made according to the computer on Monday. And the next day, when it finally got delivered, was Tuesday. And I'm like, are Friday and Monday not business days? Did I miss something? Has something changed? 'Cause, what? I'm afraid I don't understand. Someone needs to explain this to me. Because I know I haven't been in the working world recently. Like, but, huh? And then they finally got it. And we called them the next day. We're like, yeah, you got the paper. We're like, yeah, we got it. We got it late yesterday. I'm like, you got it at 12:20. Don't fucking start. And they're like, well, we have to send this over to operations, and we should have it resolved by the end of the day. And my mom's like, all right. We didn't hear back from them. That day. And so the next morning, my mom called them again. And she's like, what is going on? They're like, well, we're going to be working on that today. And at this point, the lady was getting pissed off at my mom for constantly calling, because she's like, well, we'll call you when we have something more concrete, or if we need anything else. And then my mom really lost her shit. She's like, what do you mean if you need something else? I've given you everything you asked me for. What else could you possibly need? And the whole time I'm just sitting here, I'm like, she doesn't know what the fuck to do. Does nobody at this bank know what the fuck to do at this point? And if this lady that's on vacation was the only one that knew what the fuck to do, you've got to be kidding me, because this is not how you run a business. And I'm just flabbergasted at this point. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Why are you making an already difficult time difficult? Like, is this really necessary? We immediately called you and told you the dollar amount, the transaction, where it was at, and that it was us. Immediately. We gave you all of the details. Yeah, that was me. I fucked up. Sorry. Can you, like, release the hold on my pin? They were letting checks go through the account. They were totally letting checks go through the account. And Russell's like, yeah, but that's a signature check, and, you know, they're easier to dispute. I said, you can dispute a card charge. And then they have to go and pull tapes and pull receipts and check signatures and things, because we had to save credit card receipts at the craft store in case somebody disputed a card charge. I'm like, it's possible to dispute that. And then, you know, they fraud departments contact the businesses and get all of the things that they need. I'm like, you can still do that. It's like, this is dumb. But like, the lady was starting to give my mom an attitude, and I'm like, lady, do you understand this has been going on for 3 weeks? And I'm not even joking, because it happened like 2 days after my dad passed away. Maybe 3. I'm like, no, this is stupid. You're making this already more difficult than it needs to be. So they called this morning, but I don't know what they said. I'm like, Mom, seriously? Close this bank account. When you get your next Social Security check, give Russell $100 to cash. He'll open you an account with our bank. Because at least then if we have a problem, somebody's right here. And we don't have to go through this. I said, can you imagine the hell that Russell and I are going to have to go through? Eventually, down the road, for your account? And it's not like she was trying to take over my dad's account. She wanted to close that account, and they got the death certificate, and then they're trying to tell us, well, this isn't the right death certificate. It's like it's everyone else's first day, and you don't understand. Yeah, like, I'm like, what do you mean? They're trying to tell us it was the wrong death certificate. I'm like, excuse me? This is the death certificate they gave us. I can attest and assure you the man is dead and in the ground. It happened, he was buried within 24 hours almost, maybe a little over 24 hours, because the funeral home here was very busy. I think it's one of the few in the area. And they managed to squeeze us in. Since we weren't doing a huge service, it was just us. So I don't understand what you're talking about. Oh, we need the short form. Excuse me? What are you talking about? Nobody offered us an option. Do you want the short one? Do you want the long one? The long one has all the information you need and then some, apparently. And Russell was really getting frustrated with this lady at the bank. And she's like, well, we can use the long one. And he's like, you're going to have to. Because this is what they gave us. And this is what we paid for. Because we had to pay for every single one of those death certificate copies. And I'm just like, if I have to get on the phone, they're going to end up hanging up on me. Because I've beyond lost my patience at this point. And I don't understand. Why are we making this so difficult? I don't understand. It's like, we know nothing about a short form, long form, like, what? It had nothing to do with the fact that they were worried there was going to be a fraud on my dad's solo account. Because I said to him, I said to my mom, I said, now, does he still have any accounts open up there? She goes, no, they closed them. I said, she goes, well, he had the one, he just had that personal solo account. And I said, well, was there still money in it? She goes, yeah. I said, well, how much? And I said, you know what, at this point, I'm not even worried about it, because she said there was like $10 still in there. I'm like, you know what, I don't even care at this point. Let them keep the $10. And my mom goes, oh no, they gave me the $10. I was like, what? She's like, they transferred that to my account. Like, the first week we were dealing with this. And I just stood there and stared at her. I'm like, what? They're so worried about a fraud attempt on his bank account after we've told them, no, it's us. It's fine. We fucked up. Fuck-ups happen. It's good. We gave you the dollar amounts and everything, time of day, the location. It should be good enough. She's like, oh no, they transferred that to my account. When this all started, I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You've got to be fucking kidding me. So at this point, I think they're just fucking with her. Alright, who's in here? Boa constrictor. Okay. So over here, we need to go to exhibit trading. I don't think no, we didn't buy everybody. You know what, let's start with Zoopedia. It'll be easier. And then the lady's like, well, I'm going on vacation next week. So-and-so will be standing in for me. They'll handle it. They know what to do. And my mom's like, you're sure? She's like, yeah. I'll leave her a note, explain to her what's going on. Okay. Well, either note didn't happen, or lady just doesn't want to deal with it and is playing dumb, or nobody's been trained on what to do aside from this lady, and that was originally helping my mom, and I am so mad. The common death adder would be next on the list. So 60 to 80, 23 to 31. One to 5. Okay, we'll go 2. That seems reasonable. Alright, market. Okay. And we'll get those 2. It doesn't make sense. I don't know if it ever will make sense. You should have a keeper assigned. Okay. Supposedly we do. I'll put all of this in. Let's just give them everything. I mean, they're in this little box area. Just give it to them all. Give it all to them. Except now I don't remember. I think you're on the high side there. About 28. I can't remember what your humidity was supposed to be though. That fast. 60 to 80. 70's reasonable then. That's fine. That should be okay. Oh yeah, humidity, right. Okay, so window 1, which is window 1. Alright, window 1 is the back one. 3D facade. I think Yeah. Okay. I normally tend to if... I don't really like doing all of the windows open, because then I feel like they're gonna get stressed out and feel overcrowded. Alright, so window 2. So when I got up, excuse me, caffeine hasn't kicked in yet. Alright, that's window 3. So that's gonna be window 4. My mom was taking a nap, so I don't know what's going on. this point. Okay, so we got that one. And I'm gonna need to duplicate this guy here. Oh, I had it briefly. Haha. Damn it! Okay, let me... There, this is the common death adder. Okay, is this one that high though? Yeah, kinda. Alright, give me this. Put you there. You are going to be the common death adder. I would hope that they don't, to be perfectly honest. Oh wait. Hold on. Music. Where are you from again? The common death adder. Australia. Grasslands temperate. Okay. Let's see. Alphabetical order doesn't exist on this list. That looks really more like deserty scrub than grassland, but okay. Let's go with that. Music? Music? Are you gonna play? Are you gonna play it? There we go. The lighting in there always makes it look like they're flickering for some reason. Okay, so we're gonna duplicate you. Okay, so how did I have this sitting on those two bars touching? Okay. So we're gonna... Yep, we're gonna have to undo the snap lock. Yeah, I'm just so done with all of the things right now. I'm just like, can we not? Oh, nope. Can we not float? That would be fantastic if we could not. Looks like we're just gonna have a guest chatty chat. In the middle of the walkway, it would seem. Is this actually touching? Yeah, it is. Okay. Okay, so we got that. Your senior ratings at 100, awesome. So your talk happens in September. Your talk happens in November. Oh, right. Can I not? I really want you all on. Okay, we're gonna have to go into the thing-a-do. The most appealing. Oh, well, that's probably. Well, no, it's not our only exhibit animal, so that's interesting. They're coming into the adder. Bloop. Bloop. Okay. You're not, because you're by yourself, so I don't have to worry about it. Alrighty. So we got that. You're still a bit of a problem. Yes, you are still a bit of a problem. Okay. So, that's the fence that we're going to be using along this interior area. We still have to deal with this guy. What are you at? Alright, you're doing a little bit better than the other thing. Not surprised though. Okay, so do we want to... Okay, so you are still touching the pathway a bit. A little bit, so you can kind of see. Right here is the path line. So we're over it just a smidgy smooge. You are... Okay, so here's our path line here. So you're touching this one. That might shrink in a little bit as we work on this guy. I mean, we've already kind of worked on him a bit so far, but we still have some touchy-toos to do. So you're already at 100%. I guess you're picking up on like the wall stuff, so that's interesting. You're not touching anything, and definitely not a red button. Well, good, because we don't have any red buttons right now. We had red, angry, I don't like you building auras, shall we say, but no red buttons. What is on my glasses? I hope that's not a scratch. These lenses are already cracked in like 3 places. Oh Lord, alright. Okay, are you gonna... Okay, so if I grab you... Nope. You're just gonna be stubborn. That's all there is to it, it would seem. Just wanted to pop by and say hi while you had a second and to apologize. Oh, it's fine. I know people come and go. I know people's schedules get hectic. You're okay. You don't need to apologize for that. Life can just kick you in the fucking face and not stop. Trust me, I know all about it. I'm surprised I have any teeth left, to be perfectly honest. But no, that's not something you need to apologize for. It's quite alright. So we're just here doing our thing, and if people have the chance to stop by, cool. If they don't, that's cool too. It got more hectic when your mom passed, and then bad attorney. Yeah. Like, we were trying to keep one of my half-siblings from finding out before some things were finalized, because that one half-sibling, I think, was just a money-grubbing asshole. But there was no money to grub, so... And, I was the insurance beneficiary, so... If he really wants to fight me for it, he can, but the paperwork was signed years ago. 'Cause there was shenanigans with my grandmother and this particular half-sibling where, we hadn't, I guess, realized what, I guess the state that my grandmother had been in mentally in the last few weeks before she passed. Nor did we know that this half-sibling, my dad's son from a previous marriage, had been, going over to see her. She didn't say anything. And, when she passed, he materialized, and he's like, oh, I have a copy of the will here. He's like, she signed everything over to me and said that I was in charge of dealing everything. And my dad and my uncle looked at him, and they're like, what are you talking about? They're like, the will's in the safe. And that's the official copy. And that's the one we're using. They were very, like, what the fuck are you talking about? And apparently said half-sibling didn't know this other will existed. And was trying to pull shenanigans. Because my dad and uncle knew exactly where the correct copy of the will was, and went right to the safe that was in the back of my grandmother's closet. It was a heavy-duty safe they had from when they ran their gas station business. And they pulled it out and they read it out loud, and it made my dad and my uncle the executors and in charge of everything, and everything was going to them. And apparently when half-sibling heard this, he got all huffy, said to his girlfriend of the moment, oh, they found the copy of the will and she left it all to them, and he stormed out. I'm like, okay, there really wasn't all that much money anyway, but okay. I don't know why he seemed to think she had a shit ton of money that he was going to be getting his grubby little hands on, 'cause she didn't. But okay. Guy put in the legal description of the properties wrong after we gave him copies from the courthouse, and you have to, the judge overturn the will in favor of family agreement, and your younger sister. Yeah, like, so we didn't really want him to know what had happened until after a lot of things were said and done, so we didn't really contact a lot of people right away, and the people that that we did contact right away were people that we didn't think would have contact with him, and I think later in the day we did a blanket announcement after, you know, we thought about it, and we're like, well, he's blocked on Facebook anyway. As far as we know, they weren't speaking because there was a kerfluffle over something else between the two of them. And, you know, I was like, I don't think he's gonna show up down here, but if he does, there's not a whole lot he can do. Because there's nothing to get. Like, there just isn't. Unless he wants to pay all this debt my dad had. Shh. But, because they can't come after the insurance money. And we're not obligated to pay it in this state. So... But as far as I'm concerned, he can just go on his merry little way. He's always kind of an ass anyway. Especially when Russell and I moved out of state. And I'm like, hey, I sent him an email because he was starting to sort of have a relationship with our dad again. And he would be calling occasionally. He was, you know, kind of taking them out to dinner here and there. And I was like, hey, so you know, I'm leaving state. It would be super awesome since you're around and in the state if you could, you know, like just stop in and maybe check on him every so often, you know, or call him. Just, you know, make sure he's alive because, you know, he's got a lot of medical problems and stuff. That would be great. If you're able to. Just, you know, kind of keep an eye on him a little bit. Because him and my mom were not in the greatest places at that moment. And he was kind of on his own in the house. And I was worried about him being on his own in the house. And I got this nasty email back about how he had, like, 2 effing mortgages and alimony payments, and I'm like, okay, and just so much bullshit, and I'm just sitting there staring at this email, and I'm like, I didn't ask you to give him money. I asked you to call him and make sure he was okay, and maybe stop in every few weeks and just get eyes on him and make sure he's alright. I didn't ask you to give him money. And I think I kind of shot back a pissy email back at him. I'm like, but thanks, but you know what? Never fucking mind. And and I was just so mad. I was so mad. It's like the first thing out of his mouth, I don't have any. And I'm like, did I tell you to give him money? Did I ask you to give him money? No, you didn't. I really didn't. their chief, but Mom didn't have enough to cover the funeral, and your older sister put it on a high interest credit card, so when we got the estate settled, yeah, I mean, my dad had enough to cover a funeral down here at least, and after seeing how much my dad's was, my mom was like, well, I only have X, because she was telling us where her paperwork was. And stuff, so we knew where to find that, because, you know, we were having questions as we were trying to find all of his stuff. We had a vague idea of where his stuff was, but not fully, and we didn't know if he had moved any of it or whatever. And I kind of knew how much he had in life insurance, but I wasn't 100% sure that's what he had, because I know he had borrowed some money against it at one point, and I didn't know how much he had paid back, so I was like, oh fuck. It turned out he had paid most of it back. I think he was $500 short of paying it back fully. But, they had already bought their cemetery plots and stuff, and their headstones, so we didn't have to pay for that. Cow, could you not? Since that already existed. Sorry, he was fussing with one of the other cats. So it wasn't too bad expense-wise. He had enough to cover it. In fact, I was starting to get nervous because I hadn't gotten the insurance checks yet, and I was like, I was originally thinking probably like 2 weeks or so, maybe 3 at the most, and the funeral home said that they were going to contact the insurance company, and I'm like, okay. They're like, we'll take care of that. They'll pay us out of that, and then you'll get the remainder. And they, you know, I saw the paperwork for how much they were going to be getting paid and what the remainder was going to be, and I was like, okay. Well, this was week 3, and I still hadn't gotten any money, and we kind of need that money to pay some bills to get them settled and sorted. And I was kind of like, what's going on? Like, I'm getting really nervous. Are they gonna try to deny the claim? You know, and Russell's like, they're not gonna deny the claim. And I'm like, yeah, but what? Why? I've heard nothing. We've not been in the loop for this at all. They were handling everything. I said, you know what? Let's call the funeral home and just see if they've been paid yet. There's no harm in asking, just to make sure, you know. It's like, we can be like, yeah, we just want to make sure that you've been paid, since we hadn't heard anything. And it turned out there had been a paperwork issue. Cow! Enough, buddy. Cat's trying to be dominant.
Cow. Enough.
I don't see this one flickering as much, so. And, we called them and they're like, oh yeah, there was a paperwork issue. They contacted us. They said that, you know, they needed something else clarified or something. He's like, we took care of it. They said that they got the clarification, and that they should be issuing the checks and sending them out within like the next day or 2. And I was like, okay, all right. Because my dad had been, you know, giving us rent money, and that's how we were paying our bills right now, and we're like, oh shit. So we were going to use that money to pay off our debts that we owe, and get that sorted for the time being at least, and, you know, like one less thing to deal with sort of situation. And I'm like, where's the money? I have these bills that need to get paid. And we've been trying to call people, and then the whole bank fiasco with my mom, and I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake. I was like, must we? I need a vacation so bad. Oh my goodness. But that's not gonna be happening for quite some time. We're gonna be adults with this. We're gonna pay off what needs to get paid off. Because less money going out, right? So less money going out every month is a good thing. It means we can take care of other things that need to be taken care of. After we save up for a couple of months, so we have, we just have some things that need to be dealt with. We're gonna get the sewer line replacement paid off. Which was a good chunk of change every month that we were paying the one family member that we owed them. It was this one, right? Yeah. And we're gonna pay off our debts. And then we need some work done on the car. We're gonna try to get as much of that done as we can. At least the really expensive stuff. Because last time the car got maintenance, they're like, yeah, so you need fluids and stuff replaced and flushed out, and they originally said we needed all 4 tires replaced, and we're like, oh fuck. Great. However, 2 of those tires have already been replaced, so we only need to replace 2 more. But my dad didn't have any property to sell. He was living with us. He didn't have a car because we took away. We kind of, we didn't forcefully take his driving privileges away. But we told him he wasn't allowed to drive anymore. Because Russell saw him trying to drive when he was going to sell his car before he moved down here the first time, because he wasn't going to need it. And that car needed so much work it wasn't going to make it down here. Because when they got to the place that they were selling it to, they looked under the car. They're like, yeah, that whole exhaust system's like rusted out. Because, you know, we lived in an area that had salt air, and the back bays would flood. And sometimes when you're driving through some puddles, you never knew if it was salt water or rainwater. So you tried not to drive through the puddles if you could help it in certain areas. So is this about the same height? I think so. Actually, it might be a little tall. see what we can do about that. But yeah, then we had the fun of trying to find all of his creditors in all of his paperwork. That's probably good enough. And explain to them that, hey, he passed away. Stop trying to come after us. Stop making calls every month saying the payment's late, because you're not getting it. And, some of them were easier to deal with than others. And they're like, okay, well, you know, you'll be hearing from us in like X amount of days when we turn this over to our legal department and they figure out if they want to take you guys to court. I'm like, you can take us to probate court all you want. It's not going to change the fact that there's no money, but okay. Sure. Okay, Eastern brown snake, I guess, would be next. Also from Australia. And New Guinea. Alright, 1 to 5, so we can do 2. Conservation credits. What was that? That was a male, a female. I mean, we're gonna put them on birth control anyway, but... So these guys don't seem to go to quarantine. This looks identical to the other exhibit. Hang on, I forgot. I didn't forget. Well, okay, so 60 to 85 and 23 to 29. Okay, that's much too hot. Much too hot. Okay, and humidity looks to be okay. We'll give you all of the things, because why not? So there was talk of my mom wanting to go see my brother, another brother, another half-sibling, her son, like her solo son from a previous marriage. And he's like, oh, well, you know, in a couple of months I can send you the money and you can fly down. And she's like, I'm not flying. She's like, I'm not getting on an airplane. And I said, well, look, I said, if he still wants to send the money for the plane ticket, we can use that and drive you down there if you really want. Oh, I didn't hit okay on that. So we might be doing that next year. Maybe. Alright, it says you're in a worky zone. So let's see. You're the Eastern brown snake. I don't know why that's flickering. I think it has something to do with the way the lighting is in there. Okay, so let's see, we did the Arnhem Plateau on the other one. Let's do this one on that one. We're gonna get music? Might eventually. There it is. Okay, cool. Can kind of hear, what is that, the didgeridoo there in the background? I'm not gonna say it right. Alright. So that's playing some music. Okay, so how do you feel about things so far? 27. Alright, so this guy. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in pause. So we're gonna grab this guy. And we're gonna work on sliding him into here. As best as we can. I think it's finally stopped thundering. These dogs, man. House shuddering thunder this morning at like 8:30. And they're getting all wiggly and they're like, we wanna go potty. Oh wait, we're facing the wrong way. Shit. And I'm like, you've gotta be kidding me. I was like, nobody's going anywhere. It's lightning outside. And they're like, we wanna go potty. And I'm like, you have puppy pads in the other room? Use them. 'Cause you're not going out in this weather. Nobody is. Nobody's gonna get electrocuted just so you can go potty. I'm sorry. But this is why we have the potty pads and why we taught you to use them. For just such occasions. Give it 1 point. Okay, you're still just barely touching. Alright, that's okay. Once we start getting our plants and shit in here, foliage, statues, all that, that'll shrink that down. And I'm still undecided if I'm gonna do like archways or tunnels coming into here. Maybe not tunnels, but I don't know, like, it's possible I might stick another one of these like over the center of the pathways back in here. We'll see. We'll see. 'Cause, I mean, we still have quite a lot of decorating to go back here. Alright, so we've got 3 more of these guys to go. Now, these guys don't have their facades on at all yet, because we were kind of doing that on the fly the other day when we were trying to get those walls in real quick, but the walls were going to touch our habitat exhibit box things, so we were using the 3D construction walls. Okay. Alright, so I was sitting these on the outer edge. I am excited for the new stuff coming in. It does look super fun. I do wonder, I guess the sauce won't be like guest interactive necessarily, but it is going to be a walkthrough. don't know if they'll be able to, like, touch the sloth. Okay, so we've got that in place. I think what I want to do is drag these guys over. I think it's just gonna be easier. There's a babo tree, if that's what that's called. Yes, that's what I want there. Okay. For some reason, multi-select puts it on this weird angle sometimes. That's okay though. That'll be okay. That actually might be okay there. Alright, we are a little... Are we a little high, or is that an illusion? No, it might be alright. We'll know for sure in a little while. Once we go to get everything else sorted. Alright, if you hear like a weird metal rattling, I don't know if we're gonna. But Doggo's decided to have a snacky snack. Oh, it's that Doggo. Interesting. My ninja is in the food bowl. Alright, so get that in there. And you know, my ass is still pretty tired trying to get used to new routines and stuff, so mother-in-law left to go traveling with the sister. They have taken the godforsaken RV out of the yard and have gone on their traveling way. And decided that they were going to travel during peak spring break season. Do 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 do. I would like this one. And yes, I could duplicate it, but this has got it at the right height. So I'm just gonna work with that. I have hard stop time, well, roughly hard stop times now on stream because most nights I'm making my mom dinner. Because if I left it up to her, she would be living off of toast and cereal, which she was starting to do. And then she keeps yelling at me for giving her too much food when I cook. And it's barely half of what I would eat, so I'm like, it's not that much food. It's really not. I'm like, you're the one that's not eating enough. No wonder you're stumbling through the house. That's okay. That's not gonna be not that noticeable once we get all of our plant life in here, because we're gonna do some plants on the top. Gonna see if we can kind of get like a cascading effect with like some hanging greenery and stuff once we get there. But I want to work on getting all of our facades and stuff in place first and getting our sneaky guys in before we get too crazy. And then we can spend time working on the prettifying of the area, because we still have a little ways to go over here. We're nowhere near done. I mean, we're almost done the hard construction phase, but the prettying phase is going to take a little bit. Right? So alright, now this isn't going to be like perfectly centered, and honestly I probably don't even really need to have this piece. Probably, but it just gives it a more finished look from the top, I suppose. Not that we're really gonna see it. Am I still putting these on the right corners? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna try to do maybe some foliage thingies up here, just kind of make more of like a shaded canopy type deal. Alright, so we'll get you over here. I gotta tell you, the one day I was kind of thrown for a loop. What was it? Was it me that was doing it, or was it Russell? I think Russell was working on something on Planet Zoo. And he actually didn't have his headphones plugged in for a change, or maybe it was me. I don't know, one of us were doing something, and I'm sitting here, and I think I was tabbed out. If it was me, I was tabbed out. And I'm like, where the fuck is this bird chirping noise come from? It's 8 o'clock at night. Why am I hearing a bird chirping? And I'm looking all around, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I finally realized it was coming from the game's ambient noises. I didn't realize that they were seeping into the background. I was like, oh, right. I have this up, but I'm tabbed out. I think if it was me, then I was tabbed out eating dinner. I can't remember if it was me or him, though. I was going crazy trying to find it. Because sometimes he'll be tabbed out of a game working on something else, or he got pulled away and had to take care of something else. And it'll be a while before he gets back to it. But I really can't remember if it was me or him. I know I was going crazy trying to find this bird chirping noise. I was actually beginning to think I had lost my mind. I'm like, is there a bird in the house? We've had a bird in the house before, so it's not completely out of the realm of possibility. It's just like, what is happening? Because there wasn't any background music, it was just like the bird chirping noises. Do, 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 do. But the soundtrack really is lovely. Apparently Coral Island has put out their soundtrack that you can get. Their soundtrack's okay. I think I prefer Planet Zoo's background soundtrack better. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna need a haircut soon. Just realized my hair's long enough to pull back now. And sadly, I can no longer put my hair or pull my hair back in a ponytail. Because the migraine boss said no. Which sucks because I lived with my hair back for so long. And I kind of miss having longer hair, but the weight of my hair pulling on my neck hasn't been doing me any favors. Okay, that looks okay-ish. Alright. Working on getting another sneaky temple down. Alright, so I'm gonna duplicate this guy. Nope, nope, I keep forgetting I have to click that twice. Okay, that's not what you are gonna be there though, buddy. Alright. So let's go back to our Zoopedia. Okay, so we did the boa. Boa's done. We did the common death adder. That's done. The eastern brown snake is done. Sorry, sometimes my eyes can skip, so I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing anybody. We should have 3 snakes remaining in the list if we counted them correctly. Puff adder. That should be a snake. Yeah? Yeah, okay. Hopefully I didn't miscount. I mean, if I did, I think I can squeeze another exhibit in here. Okay, so this one's gonna be Africa, Asia. 23 to 31 and 60 to 80. 1 to 5. Alright. Oh, you know what? I don't think I put those other guys on birth control. Alright, so we'll grab you. Alright, that's a female. And we'll grab you. Okay. Let me just pop into our animals real quick here. I'm not sure what that means. Wow, that one's 111 years old. We've turned death off. Puff Puff adders, puff adders. We've turned death off, so there's no reason for them to be getting busy. Okay, so you are going to be that one. And you are... Oh, your scenery rating's only at 69%. Probably because the wall's a little bit further back here. That's fine, because it will be dealt with eventually here. Educators cannot handle the puff adder. Well, I would hope that they don't, because that seems a little unnecessary. Okay, you're on Sneak Keeper 1. Oh, what did I say your temperature needed to be? I feel like here you're probably gonna be good. Hello, Twisted Rogue. So your oldest sister called. You're gonna have to go and deal with family. Oh, no problem, Key. You go deal with things that you need to deal with. Thanks for popping in, appreciate it. And hello, Twisted Rogue. I hope things are doing well in Twisted Rogue Land. Alright, so let's customize this guy here. Window 1. Okay, that's the front window. Window 2. I'm never sure which way I have the exhibits facing. Layout. Okay, so let's get you some rocks. This looks identical to the Eastern Bronze Snake. Well, not quite identical, but same sort of deal. Okay, so we got you. Oh, you need... We need some music coming off of this guy. And we don't have a talk going on. Let's go with this one. And you don't have a donation bucket either. Oh, goodness. Okay. I mean, doopy doopy you. Put you there. So, how was everybody's week? I don't think I really had the chance to ask yet. Hope everybody's week has been going okay. Better than mine, I hope. As always. Nobody needs to have this much of a hot mess of a week. Alright, let's see about flipping you. Around here. Alright, so I'm going to take that off of there so we can fine tune you a little bit. And that's just about where we want it to be. Okay, good. I'm not blocking the donation bin. Wonderful. We're not blocking the pathway. Good, good. Wonderful. Okay, you got a little something out of that. Let's see. Still just touching the pathway, I think. I saw it for a brief second. Where'd it go? Okay, so there's our pathway line. Oh, wait, do I have you off of this side of the pathway? I do. Okay, so it's getting better, considering we haven't really done much over here. You're still just touching, but that's alright. We're getting that negative circle shrunk down there. Slowly but surely. Alright, we do need to add benches and things and all that, but we still have 2 more guys to take care of here. So I'm thinking we might like put a couple of benches under like the overhangs and stuff when we get there. Alright, so this guy. Do we have time? I think we might have time. Sorry, everything started going screwy on the dashboard. Are we behaving? Okay, I think we're gonna behave. We might have time to get this one last facade in here. Well, I mean, it's not the last facade, but we still have one more exhibit building to prettify here. I would like that. I could probably just try to copy the entire shell of the building, like around it, but I'm still gonna have to like micro fuss with it in the end because the buildings are all different angles and stuff, so I might as well just do it from the outset. I don't mind doing it from the outset, that's fine. See this guy. He's being a little bit fussy. Yeah, that's probably good. Alright. And let's put you on angle lock, or angle snap, really. Because that should line us up pretty good. With the other sides here. Alright, that's not bad. It should be sitting on there. I think so. Alrighty. So does anybody have any fun plans for this weekend? Anybody doing anything? Staying home, hiding from the world? It can be exciting if you have to be out and about all the time. I mean, I get it. I did customer service in retail for 3 years. I get being excited about staying at home and not having to deal with people. It's your Sunday, so no. Bozzy knows. Don't talk to me, leave me alone. It's my days off. I don't want to hear from a single person. I will not be answering my phone. Nobody call me unless there's a major problem, and even then you're probably going to have to email me because I probably will not answer the phone anyway. Man, I coveted my days off at the craft store. Those work weeks were brutal. And I know some people are like, oh please, it was a craft store. How could it be that brutal? Man, you do not know. you just don't understand how ruthless craft store customers can be. Especially when there's a sale. Or during wedding planning season. Oh. It was exhausting. Yeah, you did tax stuff and got the car inspected, so you feel like you did enough. Yeah, that. Oh god, yeah, that's. God, both things in the same weekend? Shit. Taxes would be enough ass hattery for a month for me and be like, no. no, we're done dealing with people. The only thing I don't know is if I have to claim this insurance money for taxes. It's the only thing I'm uncertain of. I don't think I do. But that's something we definitely need to double check. Because, if it is, then I need to put that money aside now. I don't think I have to, because it's not technically income. Why are you... Stop flickering. Alright, that might have fixed it. I think. Hopefully. Yeah, no, that's enough for a fucking lifetime. Because we used to do our taxes ourselves either through, there's two different places that we used to do it through. One was Turbo. I think I did it through H&R Block when we moved down here. Because it was a whole cross-state situation and I'm like, I'm not fucking this up. I'll just pay someone else to figure this shit out. Because I don't want to deal with the bullshit if I fuck this up. So I think that was one of the few times we've had somebody else do it. Be like, fix it. just figure the fuck out. Because now we've got income from 2 different states. And I don't know if I need to file in New Jersey and here for state. I think I did. I don't remember. It's been some time, so. You there. There. Okay. You. Mr. Magoo. We'll get the all situated here. Okay. But yeah, no. And I had split days off too, which do not recommend. Don't fuck your retail employees over like that. Especially working front end who you're entrusting handling money and stuff. They're tired. They're cranky. And they really don't want to deal with other people's bullshit. At least let them have 2 days off together. They need it mentally. Because that was brutal. I had Tuesdays and Thursdays off at the craft store. And it sucked. They did not pay enough for that position. I'm sorry, they really didn't. For the amount of bullshit they put me through. You normally get Wednesday and Sunday off. Ugh. You never feel like you have a day to rest. 'Cause, you know, you're like me on my first day off of the week. I'd be like, okay, let's go. I'm getting home, or I'm getting up. We're getting all the errands done. We're getting everything done now, so I don't have to deal with any more bullshit for the rest of the week. And so you're busy running around, you know, doing the grocery shopping, making sure this has been dealt with, making sure that's been dealt with, you know, all those stupid little things that, you know, you're trying to get everything done. So you can just not think about things. And then before you know it, the day's over. And then all you want to do is sleep on day 2. And it's like, ugh, why? Beta fish is being weird. He keeps hanging out underneath. Like, we got the sponge filter, and it's maybe an inch off the bottom. And he keeps hanging out underneath of it. I don't know why. He's being weird. He has a hidey. But the casino was even worse. I did have 2 days off together at the casino, but I worked grave shift. So it felt like I only had 1 day off. Because as soon as I got out in the morning, I'm like, okay, husband, we need to go grocery shopping. We need to go to the bank. We need to go do this. We need to go do that. We need to go to the laundromat. Because at one point, I think the washer was broken. It's either the washer or the dryer. Can't remember which. One of them was broken. And it's like, okay, let's go. And, you know, by the time I got home, like, we might have stopped home real quick because we were riding the bus just to change and grab what we needed. So we weren't running around and getting our work clothes fucked up because they were casino provided. Well, wait, did he? Yeah, they were casino provided uniforms. At least for shirts. Pants we could kind of do whatever, but because I had to wear what the dealers wore, so people would be like, oh, you're a dealer? And I'm like, no. But because my department was tied to table games, I had to wear what they wore. But it was just, it was a lot. I think the worst shift I worked for credit, not like to get credit, but in the casino in-house credit department, which is where I worked at Tropicana, was 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. That fucking killed me. I'm like, I'm not coming in and leaving my house at 1 a.m. by myself in this area, traveling through Atlantic City. I'm not. So Russell's shift started. We worked at the same casino. He did valet dispatch. Or valet cashier, excuse me. He started at midnight? Yeah, he was midnight, so I'm gonna have to move that path back there. Oh, what? No. What happened? So, nights that I couldn't get a ride in from my dad, I would come in when he came in. So, that meant that even though I didn't start until 2, I had to be ready and be out the door by 9:30, 9:45. Because, no, I'm sorry. You had to be there at midnight. We got in around 11:30, so like 10:30. I think 10:30 we had to be out the door. Excuse me, it was an hour off. And we usually would get there on time, depend on what bus we grabbed. We tried to get the one that dropped off a block from the building. It was usually the last one in. It was usually like the last run of that one for the night. And because that one didn't run all night. So that was another reason why I would go in with him, was because that was the last bus on that route that dropped off near the building. That's a problem. If I missed that bus and didn't go in with him, I either ended up getting a ride, or if we both missed that bus, we had to take one of the other buses that did run all night, but that one took you to the center of the city to the bus station. So that meant we either had to get a little tiny shuttle bus. They called them jitneys. They were just like little shuttle-y guys. That kind of fixed that. Now, let me see if I can clean this up a little bit. That doesn't look much better. That kind of looks identical to what it was, but it's a little less all over the place, I think. But I didn't want to take the bus to the center of the city and then travel on my own at like 1 a.m. ish, 1:30 from the center of the city to the casino I worked at. That was a little unnerving. I mean, some nights there was a lot of people around, and some nights there weren't. Like the weekend was hopping. So, you know, you would feel a little bit better because, you know, there's large crowds. During the week, though, some nights it was like a pin could drop in parts of the city, and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this, especially after, you know, some dude on the street thought I was, I guess, there for his adult entertainment the one day that I was waiting for the train at my casino. And I was just like, dude, no, don't touch me. I'm just like, no. So I didn't really want to travel by myself at that time of the night. Especially during winter when the city was not that busy. So sacrifices had to be made. At least that job paid more than the craft store. I probably should have just, you know... Shit. I probably should have tried to go to Michael's. And in fact, that's probably where I would have ended up if we hadn't moved out of state, because the casino was starting to get a little stupid. And the benefits that we had were not the same, because the casino filed bankruptcy and then some new dude took over, and they were like stripping back everything that we had originally gone there for. And I'm just like, yeah, this doesn't really seem worth it anymore, does it? And things were getting a little stupid in my department. Because, you know, oh, we have to cut costs, so we're only gonna send the execs in, we're gonna send the execs in like 2 hours later than we had been. And I'm like, but I need an exec here, because I'm not allowed to make these decisions. And I've seen many a high roller waltz on in at 4:30 in the morning, 5 a.m. that didn't have any credit available, that was demanding credit be made available. And that's a bit above my pay grade. I'm not allowed to make those decisions. And half the other casinos' employees won't talk to me about that particular customer's credit line because of how high the credit line is, because I'm not an executive myself. So I don't want to play those games. Can we just have them be here when they're supposed to be here for my sake? Because I'm not going to be yelled and screamed at by a drunk high roller at 4:35 a.m. in the morning as I'm frantically trying to wake somebody up and be like, hey, so-and-so just walked in with a $25,000 credit line. They have $50 available, and I'm not allowed to do a temporary. I'm not allowed to do an increase. And 2/3 of these casinos won't tell me how much he owes. So you kind of need to get here. What did we just do? We did the puff adder. Okay. Okay, so we have the Western... Okay, we counted right. Western Diamondback Rattler. For a second I thought this was the last exhibit building. It is not. I was like, oh fuck. I don't know how to count. Oh, hold on. That was the female. Oh, 1 to 2. So 2 would be absolute max. Do we just want to go 1? I mean, I guess we can try 2. And then if it gets pissy, we can sell the other one. I suppose. But, the 2 a.m. to 10 a.m., I hated that with an absolute passion. But that was when they brought me back from being laid off, and they had to slot me into part-time when they were working on bringing me back, because that was the compromise they made with the person above my director, my department director, who had laid me off, even though the director of the department didn't want me laid off. They're like, no, I need her. You can't get rid of her, because she knows what the fuck she's doing. And he did fight to get me back. He was pissed. I will say that. Not many bosses will fight to get you back. He's like, don't go applying for another job yet. He's like, he goes, I need you back. He goes, I want you back. You were not supposed to have been laid off to begin with. He goes, I did not okay this. They went above me and did this. And I'm like, okay. If you say so. So I had a very stressful mini vacation because unemployment was like, you need to be applying for jobs, and boss is like, don't apply for anything, I'm trying to get you back, don't take anything. And I'm like, I kind of have to, or they're gonna stop giving me unemployment. 24 to 30. And 40 to 60. $24 to 30. So we'll put you at like 50. 70 must just be the base humidity that they all come in. Oh right, that's why I originally went back there. Where is this? North and Central America. Desert grassland. Okay, I don't know if we have a music file that fits that. Oh, North America playlist. We do. Giant redwood, woodlands, prairie grasslands, the Everglades. I don't... Alright, let's go with prairie grasslands, I guess. Alright. Let's see. Okay, that's coming up. Let's get some layout things happening here. Okay, so that'll make you all happy. That's got you happy. Window 1. Okay, that was that one. Window 2. Window 3. So, like, the 2D facade is just like a poster. Kinda. And then the 3D looks better to me. That's why I tend to go with that guy. You are... Okay, you're good. You're good. Educators cannot handle... yeah, I would hope not. I'd hope not. They don't need to be handling the death snake. That would not be a good idea. Alright, so we've got some people moseying around in here. That's good. Alright, you're at 33%. Alright, you're still just barely touching the path back here, but you have shrunk in. Look at that. I don't think... you might just be barely touching. Maybe you didn't change that much. But still, it's a start. Alright, so... we're gonna pause here on the solo zoo. We're at a good spot, I think. Oh, that was too far down. We'll admire our new snake here. Listen to the banjo music. Faintly. Along with the cars driving through the rain on the road. Tomorrow, I'm gonna try to be back tomorrow afternoon, as tomorrow is duo day. So, tomorrow afternoon, maybe around the time we start today, maybe around 2, I'll be back working on the duo zoo that the husband and I are in our face-off, build-off thing, where it's our challenge accepted build, where we are building identical zoos in the same map, and we spin a wheel to pick the biome that we're working on next, and we have designated sections that we are working in so that we're putting them in the same space. And we're both working on our tundra exhibits, habitats, whatever, biomes. And he's a little bit further than I am because I build slow as shit, so I might have to do either an extra live stream this week, or I might have to record something and time-lapse it, just to try to catch up a little bit, and we'll get that sorted. I'm gonna try to do, I think, a restaurant this week, and I spun and got red fox for my next, well, not spun, I used the animal generator to pick my next animal. He's got flamingos on his shirt. I want that shirt. Sorry, I got distracted. I've never seen that shirt before, or never noticed it. But, yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how to work the red fox into a restaurant, and, we'll see what we can do there. I have an idea, so we'll see. We'll see. And then he'll be working on his build tomorrow night, providing he's feeling up to it. Because it's been a rough week for him, anxiety and depression-wise. But we'll see what happens tomorrow night. But I should be back tomorrow afternoon, at least for a little while. But Sunday we'll be back with arts. We should be finishing up that current Bob Ross project this weekend, and then maybe starting a planning session for the next couple tutorials that we're gonna follow from him. So on that note, you guys have a great night. I hope you have a great weekend if I don't see you for any of our plans. I hope to, though. Don't forget to follow all the socially do's down below. We've got the Twitter, the Kofi, all of the things. Let's see, do we want to go and raid 9.5, or do we want to go and raid Parrotin? I don't know. Who do we want to go see? I guess we could go raid 9. I'm really not doing much WoW-wise lately, so let's see here. Let me go make sure she's still going. So, yeah, we'll probably start tomorrow around 2 Central. We might start a little bit later. Okay, so she's prepping for something else, so we'll just dip in real quick. If I can get things to work here. Alright. She's doing some charity streams for Starlight right now. Wait, no, we're not gonna unraid. What are you doing? Twitch? Stop it. There we go. So she's been doing some children's charity streams and stuff, so we'll go check that out. Alright, you guys have a good one.